All right, so in this video, I'm going to tell you how I ended up getting disciplined by the bar in 2018 and how my career survived and yours will too if this happens to you. So I need to give you background, and I'll try to keep it short, but the case is so freaking crazy that you may have questions. And if you do, write them in the comments and I will fill it in for you. So I was representing a very young father in a divorce. He and mom were at BYU when they got married, and they broke up the summer afterwards, and then she started accusing him of being abusive, and of course she was pregnant. So I got hired because she was claiming he was abusive. She filed for divorce here in Arizona, and she just made up insane things. She got him kicked out of BYU. There was eventually a settlement with BYU. She made up insane things. Like, for instance, she said that my client, when he met his son for the very first time in the courthouse, like cafeteria area, somehow sexually abused his newborn that he was meeting for the first time. It was insane. So we had the divorce trial. The judge was like, yeah, no, you're going to have to share your baby with his father. And my client was given supervised parenting time because he had a 1-year-old who he had never met. And on the third, I think, visit of supervised parenting time at an agency, mom didn't show up. And then at the fourth, she again didn't show up. And then her parents went and filed a police report and said that she and the baby had been kidnapped or killed and that my client was to blame. So my client's baby is gone. He is now being framed. The Mesa PD is conducting warrants and searches of my client's house in Montana where his siblings live. The case was nuts. But we knew that this was just another stunt because literally it's just the progression of her behavior throughout the divorce. So we knew this was bogus. We knew we would eventually be able to prove it, but how? And it wasn't going well. Mesa police didn't know where this child was. The FBI was involved. There was like a multi-state search. We were doing everything we possibly could. We set up a hotline where people could call in. The parents and the client wanted me to be very vocal. So I was on the news. I was talking to social media. I was gaining as much awareness as possible. I was putting out her images and pictures, and we as a whole community were brainstorming, how do we find this baby? How do we find this baby? And one of the ideas we had is, how do we use the family court to get discovery of information to do our own investigation, because Mesa police is not talking to us. They think my client's a suspect. So the whole community is talking about this, and a friend of mine, I'm talking to a friend of mine, and I don't exactly remember how this went down, but we decided if we could find out, if we could get the credit report of the parents and we could find out which accounts they had, where they banked, and which credit cards they had, and then we could issue subpoenas. And if we issued subpoenas through the family court, then we could find out where they were spending money, and that would help us look. Now, of course, the police are going to get this, but they're not sharing it with my client and his family, and they wanted to know. They wanted to do their own investigation. Turns out that right there was illegal. And I didn't know it at the time. And should I have been more careful? Absolutely. But here's what we did with that information. We filed a motion with the family court to ask the judge to allow us to conduct third-party discovery on the grandparents. Now, the judge who knew what was going on said, yes, absolutely, you can do that, Billy. So, what was the harm to them? The harm to them was that I had done something illegal through this other third party and violated the rights of third parties. That's the bar rule that got violated. Violated the rights of third parties. It's pretty broad. We're going to have to go to the next part.